What's good, sports family? We have a breaking news in the New York Knicks organization. Yes, my New York Knicks just signed Jeremy Sochan to an NBA contract, and here is why. So, pretty much, the San Antonio Spurs released him just recently, like 2 days ago, due to him not really finding a spot on the roster. So they're like, let's just get rid of him and let's just fill in someone else. So the Spurs just let him go and he became a free agent. Now, the reason why the Knicks wanted him is because of this. The first one, roster and wing depth need. The Knicks are looking to add versatile versatile players after the trade deadline and needed more front court depth, especially at forward position. Sochan fits that profile as a 6'8" athlete who can defend multiple spots and provide energy off the bench. Second one, opportunity after Spurs waiver. Sochan was recently waived by the Spurs, which I just said, after his role was diminished and he fell out of the rotation. Once he was cleared of waivers, the Knicks signed him for the rest of the season deal. So he'll be with the Knicks for the whole season. No cut, unless something weird happens. Third one, playoff eligibility and timing. Because the Knicks are signing him before March 1st, he's eligible to play in the NBA playoff, which matters for teams pushing deep in the postseason. So he'll be able to play in the playoffs because right before the March 1st, which was less than a month away. Fourth one, versatile and youth. At 22 years old, I didn't realize he was 22 years old, a former number 9 overall pick, he brings defensive versatility, size, some ball handling and playmaking ability, and which gives the Knicks more options late in game or in matchup spots. Now, fifth one, Knicks, pretty much target him. According to league sources, New York saw him as a target around the trade deadline, even discussing potential deals before he was waived, because he adds a type of flexibility for the players the Knicks will want. So, pretty much, to boost bench depth, add versatile defense and size, and improve their playoff rotation. So adding him adds more defense, which the Knicks are in need. Now, this is his stats before he signed the Knicks this season. 4.1 points per game, 2.6 rebounds per game, 1.0 assists per game, minutes 12.8, field goal percent 47.5, 3-point percent 25.7, free throw percent 68.8, and pretty much his over the first 3 seasons in the NBA for the Spurs, he averaged 11.4 points per game, 6.1 rebounds per game, and 2.8 assists per game for 46.8% from the field. Now, we have that wrapped up. Now, let's talk about the positive he brings for the Knicks and the negative we have to watch out. The positive is that, Sochan can guard multiple positions, wings, small forward, even some bigger defenders, making him a valuable in switch heavy defense. So he can switch off no matter who is playing in the game, which is awesome. He's especially strong in isolation and pick and roll defense, ranking highly among NBA defenders in some defensive metrics. So he can do whatever on defense, easily. And then athleticism and motor. Good young athletes, as you know, the height 6'8", 230 pounds, and quick lateral movement that helps him distribute opponents and create turnovers. Everything defensive-wise, awesome. Finishing and playmaking potential, skill rim finisher. He shoots very effective inside the 3 feet, which is 70% in some seasons, and solid vision, passing instincts for his age. And then upside and two-way potential, still young, room to grow, especially on offense, and was once an NBA All-Rookie selection and rising star participant in his first year or two in the league. Now, this is what is bad. This is why he fell out of the rotation in the Spurs. Poor shooting and spacing issues. His offense is not the great. 3-point shooting is the weak. 25-30% from the field, very low volume, making him a liability spacing the floor. Opponents can sag off him and clog driving lanes. And then free throw shooting hasn't been great either, limiting effectiveness. So offensive limitation, pretty much his offense as a whole doesn't really create his own shot, isn't a reliable scoring option in half-court sets. Inconsistent role and confident, minutes and touch have fluctuated. Some analysts note uneven performance and confidence issue at times, especially when offensive involvement. So, shooting, his offense is not the greatest. His defense is really good. So his offense is something that worries a lot of teams, and that's why he fell out of the Spurs rotation, because his offense was bad. His defense is good, but his offense is not that good at all. So that's why the Spurs let him go. The Knicks really aren't in need of his offense. They really have a lot of offense. Their need is defense. especially in wing. You know, you have him, OG, you have others in the forward position that definitely will give much more defense. Now adding him it just does a lot for the bench. Now you may be thinking, where is he gonna fit in the bench? You have all these players. What is his position? More likely gonna back up OG. I would say maybe I wouldn't say second off the bench, maybe third, but depending on which game that happens, depending on their matchup, he'll definitely pair up with OG, Mikal Bridges, you know, whoever comes in as a good defender. I'm not sure how many minutes he'll get a game. I feel like it's close to the 20-ish range. Like I said, depending on, you know, if they use a lot of defense in certain games. But at first, he's going to ease in, trying to learn to play. They're not going to rush him in right away, but I feel like they're going to ease him in towards, certain matchups, depend on a weak team or not. And then if they verse a weaker team, play more versus a more good team, depending on how they want to match up. I highly doubt they're going to use them for offense as much as I just said. They have a lot of offense. They just need more defense. And having him and Jose Alvarado on the bench, ooh, that's good. Good defense. And Alvarado has been pretty impressive lately. I love the fact that he's loving New York. He's a New York kid. I think he's been a Knicks fan his whole life. I'm correct on that, which is awesome. Definitely a circle moment for him. But having Jose Alvarado and Sochan, oh man, definitely. You don't see any weakness on this roster. You don't. Sometimes Cat starts to, sometimes, you know, Josh Hart will have his moments. Sometimes the bench will have a little moments. But the bench has been pretty solid for the most part of the season. But adding Sochan and pairing up with the other guys on the bench is really good. I highly doubt, you know, he'll be starter. I think it depends on, if they need a rest or so, which I highly also doubt that would ever happen. If there's an injury, maybe. But, hey guys, like I said, I love this signing. If you're a Knicks fan, you should definitely be excited about this. I know the offense is something that we need to be worried about, but I highly doubt he'll get the ball for the most part. They just want his defense, his hustle. He's 22 years old. He can definitely, you know, become a better player. So he has a lot more growing to do. We just have to see if the Knicks are willing to keep him after this season. It's just the rest of the season. So maybe they'll bring him back depending on how well he does. We never know. Who knows? And yeah, guys, let me know. Do you like this signing? Do you not like this signing? Do you think they should have brought in someone else? Do you think he'll pair really well with Jose Alvarado off the bench? Let me know. And I'll see you guys next video.